Hello everyone, welcome to the Skill Talk, where we turn skills into power. In today's video, we are diving into something that might sound technical, but it's actually a simple and super useful tool in maintenance. We are talking about FMEA. So let's start. What is FMEA? So its full form is failure mode and effects analysis. So as this name defines, this process helps us to identify all type of failure modes that one's asset can have. So let's do one thing. Let's break it down in a way that it will be easy to understand and easy to apply for you guys. Okay. So in the simple way, FMEA can be done by asking three questions. So that is, first one is what, second one again what, and third one is how. So first what can go wrong in our machine, okay, and the second what will be the impact that would be having, okay, and the third one is the how. So how we can deal it before it can cause a issue or any problem. So it is a method used by the maintenance and the reliability team to think ahead. So instead of waiting for something to break, so let's plan how to avoid it. So definitely the question will come in your mind that why do we need it, and how it is helpful to us. So we know that these unexpected failures are expensive and they are also coming with the high risks. Of course, they will be, wasting our time. They will be causing production losses. They will be hurt the organization reputation in the market, and they will also make the workplace unsafe, and also it will may have the impact on environment. So lots of issues are behind this unexpected failures. So in such cases, if we already know that which parts are most likely to fail in a equipment and what will be their impacts, so we can either prevent this failure or we can find the possible ways to monitor and identify well before it will get more worst. Okay, so at least it will help us to prepare us. So instead of fixing these things when they break, we start preventing them from breaking at all. So now what we'll do, we will be breaking down the FMEA in 7 steps in the same way that we did in our last video for RCS strategy, so that it will be very easy for you guys to understand. So let's come with the first step. So in the first step, what we will do, that we will be identifying the equipment and its function, okay, so that we can know that what is the role of this equipment in our plant. And second, then we will list down all the failure modes of that assets by asking ourselves or the maintenance team that how this machine can fail. Okay, so how many type of failure modes that this machine have. And the third one, once we identify the failure modes, we will go to the third one, which is we will be evaluating the impact or the effect of this failure mode. Then we move towards the fourth one. So then we will be asking the question that what could cause this failure. Okay, so there can be lots of issues behind that, right? So it can be poor lubrication, it will be something related to the overload or some process issues, or maybe the mechanical faults like alignment, unbalance, wear, right? So there can be multiple cause of failures. So once you have the cause of failures, now what we will do some evaluation. Okay, from the fifth step we will start doing some evaluation. So first we will be evaluating about the rate of severity of that failure. So once we have the rate of severity of failure, that how bad is this failure will be for our machine, or you can say for our process. Okay, so once we have the severity, we rate the severity, then we will be rating the occurrence. Okay, occurrence, or you can say the probability of failure. So you can ask the question that how often do we think that this failure will happen. Okay, so basis on that we will be rating the occurrence. And the final and the seventh step is the detection. Okay, so that means how easy is it for us to catch this problem? Like, is there any way, or is there any monitoring technique, or is there any technology that we can detect this failure well before the time, or so that we can have some enough time to plan some strategy or some kind of a maintenance. Okay, so in the last three steps that we have discussed three types of evaluation. One is the severity, one is the occurrence, and another one is the detection. So let's assume that we will be rating this any kind of a failure by giving them numbers out of 10. Okay, so once you will be multiplying these factors, that is the severity, occurrence, and detection, it will give you one number. Okay, that number is known as the RPN, okay, which means risk priority number. So based on this RPN, or you can say the risk priority number, what we can do, it will help us to prioritize that, okay, which this machine is having how many type of failures and which failure are more severe. That means if the failure with highest RPN score, that means the severity of this failure is very high. So to explain this now, let's take one simple example. The same example we will continue that we always use for the process fans, right, in all of our videos. So let's assume again there is a process fan that is used in the manufacturing plant. Okay, so what's the job of this process fan? Normally to pull the hot air, or you can say the hot gases, out of the system. Okay, so now imagine let's assume that the bearing in that fan fails. Okay, so what will happen if the bearing will fail? Definitely the fan will stop. Okay, and what will be the effect? For example, this fan is very crucial for the system, and then definitely what will be the effect of this? That the entire process will shut down. Okay, so and then I will ask you what can be the reason for this. So reason for this bearing failure can be maybe that the bearing is not lubricated properly, maybe some kind of fitment issues can be there, right, or maybe some misalignment issues. So there can be lot of causes for. So what ratings we give? Let's assume that for the severity we give 9, occurrence let's say we give 6, and detection let's say we give 3 out of 10. So if you will multiply this, that is the 9 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 3, so the answer will be, I think it will be 963, it will be 162. Okay, so that is a high risk issue. So what we will do to avoid it or to monitor it, we can plan better lubrication, right, or do regular vibration checks, so that if my acceleration values or my ultrasound values goes high, so I can accordingly, instead of making a schedule, accordingly I will instruct my lubricator to go and do the lubrication, right? So okay, now once we done the FMEA, now I think you can easily know, okay, how to do the FMEA and how to calculate the RPN number for the all major parts. So in the same way you can calculate RPN for each type of failure. So this RPN will make your things very simple, that you can very easily prioritize, okay, these type of failures are, you can say the having the highest risk, and these kind of failures are having the low risk. So accordingly you can plan the corrective action based on that, right? So these actions can be planned: more frequent inspections, okay, or you can change the way of operating of the machines, or maybe some kind of a redesign you can do based on this RPN number, depend on the how severity the type of failure is and what is the probability of that. So the thing is this, that we should keep updating the FMEA every time if there is any kind of a change. Maybe this change can be either you have replaced the machine with the new one, or there is some some process changes, or there is some breakdown or something, right? So now we will do a quick comparison here, that is between the FMEA and RCM. Why? Because most of the people get confused. Okay, what is the difference between FMEA and RCM? So well, FMEA help us to find the risk associated with the machine, or you can say the part, right? And what RCM does, RCM help us to decide the right maintenance strategy of that machine. So this is the actual difference between the FMEA and RCM. Okay, so FMEA says the part is likely to fail, or it will hurt your production. And what RCM will say, it will help you to identify which technique is best to monitor this failure well ahead the time. So these techniques can be vibration, this technique can be the precise alignment, this technique can be lubrication, or this technique can be ultrasound. It depends on the type of failure. Okay, so the thing is this, that both of the strategy works together. Okay, so once we are having the combination of RCM and FMEA, so definitely it will be a wonder. Okay, so let's wrap up all the things that we have learned in this video. So what FMEA does, FMEA help us to predict and prioritize the machine failures, right? It is a very simple, powerful, and anyone in the maintenance or reliability can start using it, right? And third one is this, the important point is this, that when you combine it, these strategies like RCM or condition monitoring, you can simply avoid the breakdowns, and you can plan the maintenance and improve the machine life and improve the safety at your site. So if this made FMEA clear for you, please hit that like button and subscribe to Skill Talk and share this video with your maintenance team. So guys, meet you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building your skill talk. Thank you. Bye.